can't get in.
You heard what I said. You can't enter heaven.
Well, why not?
You want me to go down the list? Okay. There's Assault over Smash 4. You still haven't finished the top 100 Pokemon. There's... How many Gandhis did you kill in the last commentary?
There's only like 4 Gandhis. It's no big deal.
That's 5 Gandhis too many. Besides, there's no more room for B.O.P members here.
Okay, then explain why David's here.
Hi.
That would be because David dies in every B.O.P commentary he's in now. He's pretty much become a regular member.
Can't you find some way to squeeze me in?
DP, you'll be fine. Besides, I heard hell is some warm weather this time of year.
Hell's always warm.
Well, you don't have to be a buzzkill about it.
Well, maybe I don't even want to be dead.
It's that so. That reminds me, David. You're free to go.
Really?
Yep. See you, David. See you in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, wait.
I'm alive again.
Yeah, that's great.
Wait, why do I owe you money?
Remember the Alamo, that's why.
Hey.
In that case, want to do a commentary?
Where's my money?
Sure.
One night in Bangkok makes the heart man humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me.
Yo guys, what is going on? It's Dennis here today, and today we're doing a video on my top 5 most overrated Pokemon. Remember, keep in mind that this is my opinion, and I've seen people make lists of this, do videos on this, and I'm just there like sitting like, do you really know what overrated means? And
No,
just to
you.
clear things up, overrated in today's video context means a Pokemon is not as good as the majority of Pokemon fans think it is. The Pokemon can still be good, but it's nowhere near as good as, most people think it is. Or sometimes a Pokemon has so much hype around it, or people know it so well that it becomes kind of annoying and becomes overrated in that sense.
So, basically being popular.
That's not the actual definition. The real definition of overrated
Yeah, that's
is...
great and all, but how about instead we take his definition of overrated and keep it in mind for later? Sounds like a better plan.
I have 2 Pokemon in the honorable mentions, Mewtwo and Pikachu. I do not think Mewtwo is overrated. Mewtwo was the first big legendary Pokemon. Of course, Mewtwo's gonna look badass. The Pokemon Company wants everyone to recognize Mewtwo and understand its power. Of course, it's gonna have amazing stats, and there's a reason why Mewtwo got a Mega Evolution X and Y, because it's just so freaking powerful. His stats back up its power. People can call Mewtwo overpowered because it is. It has amazing moves, amazing stats, and it just looks amazing. But you cannot call Mewtwo overrated.
You can't tell me what to do.
The second honorable mention on my list is Pikachu. Pikachu is not overrated simply because I believe that most Pokemon fans know that Pikachu isn't very good.
He goes on for almost an entire minute about how Pikachu's getting better, even though that still doesn't mean it's good. Honestly, you should have just left it at people know Pikachu sucks and moved on. And I have us wait a third of the video's length to get to the actual top 5.
Number 5 on my list is Tyranitar. Wow, Tyranitar is a giant, scary looking Pokemon. But I'll give you guys this, Tyranitar is a very, very good Pokemon, very unique typing. But Tyranitar is not as good as we think, especially in 6th generation. With the addition of fairy types, Tyranitar has a big weakness, and the fact that Sandstream now only lasts 5 turns and not the whole match, it kind of really takes away a lot from what made Tyranitar so unique.
So balancing suddenly makes it overrated?
Also, unique doesn't mean not as useful. Don't make me whip out my big D.
And you add that to the fact that Tyranitar is 4 times weak to fighting. Fighting is such a very popular move, and it's weak to Earthquake, which is just used about on every single team. It really puts out there that Tyranitar is not as good as most Pokemon fans think he is.
Quick question. Under normal circumstances, who'd send out Pokemon against their weakness knowingly, unless there's more to sending them out than to die? This is even weaker of a point against Tyranitars because there's a very good reason for people to send them out at any time.
Number 4 is a Pokemon that is popular because it is so bad.
Rebecca Black jokes. In 2014. Fuck everything.
And that is Magikarp. I know I've been doing this list based on Pokemon that aren't as good as most of us think it is, but Magikarp gets so much hype around it. I've seen so many memes around Magikarp, you know.
So you're willing to put aside the definition of overrated that you set for your own video to put on your list of Pokemon that is universally identified as the worst Pokemon in the game because people make jokes about how it's the worst Pokemon in the game. Well, humor's dead.
So many just things online, like people just know who Magikarp is. Everybody knows who Magikarp is. It's probably just as popular as Pikachu. And I've even seen shirts that say like stuff like, "Don't mess with me or I'm gonna kick your ass when I evolve," or something, you know. And to be quite honest, Gyarados is a good Pokemon, but it's not the world's scariest Pokemon. It's definitely not the world's strongest Pokemon. And the way people hype up Magikarp's evolution, it kind of makes it seem like Gyarados is like the Brock Lesnar of all Pokemon, you know.
So wait, Pikachu gets a free pass in the honorable mentions because you say
Pikachu is not overrated simply because I believe that most Pokemon fans know that Pikachu isn't very good.
but Magikarp is overrated because it sucks as a Pokemon. So if everyone knows that Magikarp is bad and that his evolution is not as good as it's hyped up to be in its memes, why can't you just swap Magikarp with Gyarados? Just saying.
Furthermore, no other Pokemon line in the series has such a drastic change in one evolution stage, from a harmless fish to an instrument of destruction. Even if Gyarados isn't as good, this concept is unique to the Magikarp line. And I guess Phoebus line too, but that's more of an ugly duckling tale.
Number 3 on my list is Arceus, the god of all Pokemon. I'm praying that you forgive me for making fun of you for like a minute, Arceus.
Please forgive me, fictional monster, for making fun of you. Will you ever forgive?
Don't laugh at me!
God damn it, God. I said we don't have any more room for B.O.P members in heaven. No, we can't have David's spot.
Arceus has amazing stats, but in my opinion, it is not worth the hype and the respect that Arceus gets. Arceus is a little bit of a gimmicky Pokemon, to be quite honest. It can hold plates and it can change its typing based on what exactly the plate it's holding. This can be great because you can switch its typing around, and if you're making a team in Ubers, you can fill exactly the role you want to fill. But at the end of the day, Arceus' design and the fact that he's seen as the god of all Pokemon is just gonna set him up to be viewed as overrated.
So a literal living weapon of mass destruction. Not overrated because it's strong and, as you put it, has amazing stats. The literal Pokemon god, complete with the highest base stat total of all the Pokemon, discounting Mega Evolutions, counts as being overrated. I don't get it.
And it's overrated because it's God. So is Jesus overrated? Buddha? Hades? Anubis?
I am the dog-headed god of death!
Overrated!
Number 2 on my list is a Pokemon that a lot of people, I believe, got right, and that is Charizard. Wow. Charizard, not the greatest typing, flying and fire type, kind of gets destroyed by rocks, and it's just not as good as you might think it is. I'm sorry. But I will give Charizard this. He is a badass mofo Pokemon, and it was funny watching him mess with Ash all those years. Charizard and Mewtwo were the only Pokemon to get specific Mega Evolutions for X and Y. Mewtwo, in my opinion, was well deserved. Mewtwo is a big legendary, you know, first generation, first iconic legendary Pokemon.
If we're gonna go with iconic statuses, then why has Charizard not deserved 2 Mega Evolutions? He was on the cover of one of the first Pokemon games ever, and has appeared in plenty more than Blastoise and Venusaur. And he's the first Pokemon for God knows how many people.
And it has amazing stats, and it deserved 2 Mega Evolutions. But Charizard, on the other hand, I believe did not deserve 2 Mega Evolutions. Probably only got 2 Mega Evolutions because it's such a well-known Pokemon. People have a lot of respect for it, and you know, it is what it is.
So you basically answered why Charizard has 2 Mega Evolutions all by yourself. It's an iconic Pokemon. which is one of the reasons why you said Mewtwo deserves 2 Mega Evolutions. But then you turn around and call Charizard overrated because it's an iconic Pokemon. Anybody else getting a huge whiff of favoritism from this guy? Like, is it me?
Number 1 on my list is Lucario. Lucario, you are an amazing Pokemon. You are an OU caliber Pokemon. You have been good for 3 generations, but you're just not as good as people think you are. You know, I saw a post on the Pokemon Facebook page like yesterday, and it was putting up Lucario against Toxicroak in a battle, and it was asking people to comment who they believed was going to win that match. And naturally, of course, people voted for Lucario to win. That, in my opinion, is the definition of overrated.
So why the fuck is Magikarp on the
Lucario
list?
is going to lose 99% of the time. Lucario is weak to fighting type attacks, and Toxicroak resists fighting type attacks. What more is there to say? Toxicroak can essentially go for a Drain Punch, and Lucario is dead. What are you gonna do, Lucario? Extreme Speed? That's not really gonna do much unless you got like 2 Swords Dances up, so... And people were commenting if Lucario knew Psychic, it'd be ×4 super effective and easily kill Toxicroak. Let's be real here. Who in their right mind, if you're not playing in-game of course, teaches Lucario Psychic? It's not stab and it's a special attack.
I understand you think Toxicroak is better, but if evidence exists to counter it, don't just dismiss it because it's not the average Lucario set. So, let's break this down, shall we?
First off, who'd use Lucario's special attack? You know, the stat that's greater than Lucario's physical attack stat? And with moves like Nasty Plot and Calm Mind, why can't someone use a special base Lucario?
2. You mentioned before that Lucario is weak to fighting, so someone might use it to cover its weakness. Even if it's not common in competitive play, people still have won tourneys because they used something unexpected and played them well. Who's to say you can't use Lucario with Psychic?
3. If we want to be purely physical in this situation, Lucario can learn Zen Headbutt from move tutors in Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black 2, White 2, and now Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
4. Taking all of those out, Lucario still has plenty of moves that deal super effective damage against the Toxicroak, such as Earthquake, which can kill said Toxicroak in 1 turn.
5. Lucario's Mega Evolution. That is all.
And lastly, these polls are oftentimes just popularity contests. People are going to choose which Pokemon they like more, not necessarily which Pokemon is better. And with something like Lucario, a Pokemon Nintendo and Game Freak have pushed a lot, as opposed to Toxicroak, you can see why people would vote for Lucario, can't you?
But don't get me wrong, Lucario has been good for 3 generations, and Mega Lucario is kind of too good to be around OU, you know? He's literally too good.
Told you.
So Mega Lucario was too good. So wait a minute. So Mega Lucario makes Lucario overrated because he's literally too good. Then why does Mewtwo with his insanely high stats get a free pass, and not to mention his 2 Mega Evolutions, no, not 1, 2 Mega Evolutions that have really good stats between them? Why does he get a free pass when the Mega Evolution that you say is literally too good gets on the overrated list? Well, technically his base form gets on the overrated list, but still, you said that a Pokemon can't be overrated if it's actually as good as everybody has hyped up to say it is, but then he gets on the overrated list, but Mewtwo gets a free pass because,
Toxicroak is not as good as he was last generation without the rain lasting forever, but you know, Toxicroak can still hold his ground against a Lucario easily.
What's with this guy and his waffling? There are times on the list where he introduces a Pokemon and says, oh yeah, this Pokemon is really, 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 really good. He is the hypest shit. He's a super good Pokemon, absolutely amazing.
Tyranitar is a very, very good Pokemon, very unique Pokemon, very unique typing. Arceus has amazing stats. Carl, you are an amazing Pokemon. You are an OU caliber Pokemon.
And then he immediately turns around and says, but you're not as good as everybody thinks you are. Make up your mind, dude. Just saying, come on.
And that's the end of the commentary.
Now I want my fucking money.
Nope, I'm not doing this. I'm out.
Hey, wait up!
But money.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Death. It's fun killing spineless maggots.
Okay, you know what? Fine. We'll let you borrow David's spot until he comes back.
Okay, back.
You know what? I quit. Find someone else to do it. Can't handle it anymore.
Just